Arthur, everyone. Another smart dude. How are you? That's such fun.
I was hoping Leanne's car was going to come over to me.
That'd be nice. Jump the ramp over to Carson.
Because all those toys would have worked really well for me right now.
Oh my gosh, I would play with all of that stuff.
Absolutely.
By the way, Carson now has a mustache. Did you notice? Because we did. So you're trying it out.
You know what? Beards are huge. Everybody's got a beard. But it's summertime. Beards are so itchy. I was dying. So I'm like, okay, we'll give it a little shave. We'll see what happens. And it ended up in a stash. And the feedback has been really interesting. Polars.
Yeah.
People love it, or they're like, get it off. So we're going to let it play out for a little while. And we'll see what happens.
Why don't we get you to join the conversation on Twitter, okay? What should we hashtag it? Carson Mustache?
Sure. Carson
Stash.
Let's do it.
The hashtag is Carson Stash.
Carson Stash.
Carson Stash. Do you love, do you hate? He's going to keep it anyway.
And I'll promise to respond. I'll play. Absolutely.
Okay,
Let's do this. For sure.
And it's at Carson Arthur. I'm at Tracy Cityline, and we're at Cityline CA. I'll
boy.
throw it out on my Twitter account as well, because this is important stuff.
This is, right?
Yeah,
I have very little options right now. This is my trendy moment.
Let's talk a little bit about backyards. You know, in the summer, you want to spend as much time as possible outside. You don't necessarily want the neighbors peeping in on your good time, though, which happens unless you've got privacy screens.
Well, the truth is, more and more houses are getting bigger, but the lot sizes aren't changing. So people are building right to the edge of their property lines, and they're going 2 and 3 stories.
Yeah.
So what used to be okay for privacy doesn't work anymore. So friends of mine, Dan and Ada, said, you know, we spent a lot of money on our backyard, but we have no privacy to use it. Can you help us?
Okay, so we've got pictures of your client, so we can get a good sense of what they're going through right now. There are
they
so
did some
many
beautiful
people.
things. Like, look at that.
Gorgeous. They got a hot tub as well. That's what's under the mat there. That's the hot tub. That's the hot tub cover. So looking good. But now, when you look at the next picture, you're going to see that the neighbors can actually peek in on their hot tub action quite easily.
Well, it's true. You see the one set of windows over top of the fence.
Yeah.
They went to code. They put in the big privacy fence, and then they stepped it down to the next municipal regulation. But now the neighbors can look into their backyard.
There is a window. The neighbor's window looks right in, like direct
to the hot tub.
Yeah,
because the hot tub's on the side. So what happened is they put a big privacy fence on the other side, but the neighbor's second-story window looks straight in. So now they've got a hot tub that even if nobody's in that window looking, they're going to spend their entire time just double-checking that window. Oh, is somebody there?
Oh, absolutely.
Somebody there? No?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it takes away the relaxation of having the hot tub in the first place. And because they have this beautiful space, they want to use it. And they spent a lot of money to have a beautiful backyard. But they had no solution until I came along.
Of course they didn't. Let's see what Carson did. Here's his solution.
Now, it was that window that led to this amazing pergola to give a little privacy to that fantastic hot tub. Now, the truth is, we could have put the pergola over the hot tub, but I decided not to so that the homeowners, when they're using it, still have a beautiful view of the nighttime sky. Instead, we put the pergola on this side of the deck. Now, the reason we did that is it still blocks the line of sight from the window, but at the same time, it creates a perfect little room. There's a few things I do want to show you about this space, though. This pergola was actually made of a new type of pressure-treated wood. This is called Micro-Pro Sienna, and the reason it's good is because it's pre-stained. Because the wood's pre-stained, it means it's going to last 7 to 10 years. 7 to 10 years, no maintenance. That's fantastic. And the better part, this pergola took about a day to install and cost less than $2,000.
Looks gorgeous, does the trick. Nobody can see down there in their hot tub action. They have complete privacy now, which is great.
Well, and the truth is, people always think, oh, if I want privacy here, I've got to put it right over my head. But if you put it in between what you need privacy from, and in this case, it was that window, we actually were able to create privacy, but not ruin the overhead view. And that's something people often don't think about. They think, oh, my privacy, I need it right here over the dining table, so this is where I'm going to create the privacy. And often you'll see umbrellas doing just that, right? We think about them for shade, but the truth is, you can use umbrellas for privacy as well, because the lines of sight that an umbrella creates or blocks are actually higher than what's happening underneath.
That's right.
Yeah.
You can also tip this probably different ways so that you can make sure you've got the privacy you need depending on where you are.
Absolutely. It's all about
yard.
the angles and how you play with it. What I always tell people is stand in the spot that you want privacy and look at where you're getting people looking into your backyard. Those are the lines you need to block. An umbrella is a great way to do it. This guy too. Now this is sort of the new...
He's a beauty.
This is the Rimbu from Bona Vista Pools. This is sort of the new technology of privacy shade because it works for shade. I'm under the space. It angles down so I could put it over a lounger and have perfect shade where I want it.
Yes.
But in your backyard, you can actually put this, 2 or 3 of them, in the spots opposite the windows, right? So of the neighbors. So now the neighbors get a view of the backside of this, but you don't see it. What happens is it brings your line of sight into the yard instead of focusing on what's happening outside.
Oh, I see.
Now,
That's very nice.
Yeah, umbrellas are also getting a lot more technologically savvy. You're seeing a lot more of the ease of use, up and down, that sort of thing. I
Yeah.
want to show you this one because this is my new favorite little toy. Now, I showed this once before, but I didn't really do it justice. This is the So Fun umbrella base.
Okay.
Now, this is a planter.
Oh,
So you can put
yes,
the
I remember
umbrella,
this.
yeah, you can put the umbrella in a planter, which
Right.
means it can go anywhere in the yard.
Yeah.
The other thing I love about it, it also turns into a coffee table. So now you can put your umbrella between 2 chairs. So
That's
it's not always
great.
about the center of the table, it's where you really need the privacy or the shade. This is so lightweight. Once you fill it up though with the plants or even a little bit of gravel,
It's heavier.
it's a perfect base.
Yeah.
And what's beautiful about it is it lasts all year long outside, so you can put in, take out the pole itself, just use it as a planter at the front door. You have so much flexibility.
That is such a smart product. Okay, where's that from?
This is actually a product called So Fun, and So
So
Fun's got a
Fun.
website, yeah, so you can check it out.
Okay, check out the website, but also we're going to draw for this after the show, okay? So you might be able to take this So Fun umbrella set home. That is such a smart alternative. And now your hot tub folks, your clients, they can actually still look up and see the stars.
Right, and
Which
they
is
don't.
lovely for them.
Again, privacy in the backyard is all about really taking advantage of your space. This is an extension of your home, but you don't want everybody looking in all the time because you constantly feel like you're on display.
That's the whole point of having the backyard oasis.
Exactly, creating those outdoor rooms, adding pergolas, adding umbrellas, it all is the overhead privacy that you really need.
Beautiful. All right, break time. More coming up. Stay with us.